Have you ever noticed something strange? The more you chase people, the less they value you. The more available you are, the easier it becomes for them to ignore you. But the moment you stop texting first, stop explaining yourself, and stop needing their attention, suddenly their behavior changes. They reply faster, they notice you more, they act differently. Why does this happen? Why do people start respecting you only after you stop needing them? Today, we're going to understand the psychology behind attention, emotional dependence, and why chasing people slowly destroys your value in their eyes. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that respect comes from giving more and more of themselves. So they overgive. They always text first, always help first, always stay available. And slowly, people stop appreciating them. Not because they are bad people, but because human psychology works in a very strange way. Human beings naturally value things that feel rare, limited, or difficult to control. And when someone becomes too emotionally available, their value slowly drops in the minds of others. Think about it carefully. When a person knows that no matter how badly they treat you, you will still stay, what reason do they have to truly respect your presence? This is why emotionally dependent people suffer the most. Their happiness becomes attached to other people's attention. A reply changes their mood, a cold message ruins their day, and being ignored destroys their peace. And people can feel that energy. Even if you never say it directly, others can sense when you desperately need their approval. And strangely, neediness pushes people away. Because emotional dependence creates pressure. Nobody wants to feel responsible for another person's emotional stability. That's why people slowly distance themselves from those who depend on them too much. Now here's the painful truth. Many people believe that if they love harder, care more, and sacrifice more, people will finally value them. But reality usually works differently. The more you abandon yourself for others, the less attractive your presence becomes. Because respect is deeply connected to self-respect. And when people notice that you have no emotional boundaries, they unconsciously stop valuing your time, your attention, and your energy. This doesn't only happen in relationships, it happens in workplaces, families, and even social media.
The people who constantly seek validation usually receive the least genuine respect, while emotionally independent people naturally attract attention without chasing it. Why? Because emotional independence creates mystery, and mystery creates value. Now, don't misunderstand this message. This is not about becoming cold or pretending not to care. It's about building a life where your emotional survival does not depend on another person. Because the moment your happiness depends completely on someone else, you give them emotional power over you. And people often respect what they cannot fully control. Think about the most respected people you know. They usually have one thing in common. They can walk away, not because they hate people, but because they are emotionally strong enough to survive without constant validation. And that changes everything. When you stop begging for attention, you notice who genuinely cares. When you stop forcing conversations, you notice who truly values your presence. And when you stop chasing people, you finally see who was only enjoying the chase. Honestly, this realization hurts, because many relationships survive only because one person keeps holding everything together. The moment they stop trying, everything collapses and the truth becomes visible. Sometimes people don't respect your kindness. They respect your limits. They respect the possibility of losing access to you. That is why boundaries are powerful. Boundaries teach people how to treat you. Without boundaries, people slowly become comfortable disrespecting your energy. And the saddest part is that many people know they are being disrespected, but they stay anyway because they are afraid of losing connection, afraid of loneliness, and afraid of being abandoned. So they tolerate behavior that slowly destroys their self-worth. But real confidence begins when you realize something important. Being alone can hurt sometimes, but losing yourself to keep other people comfortable hurts even more. The strongest people are not the loudest people. They are the people who can emotionally stand on their own. People who don't beg for attention, don't force connections, and don't chase validation. And because of that, their presence feels valuable. Now ask yourself honestly, how many times have you ignored your own peace just to keep someone in your life? How many times have you stayed available for people who would disappear the moment you stopped trying? And how much of your self-worth has been built around needing others to choose you? Maybe this is the reason you feel emotionally exhausted. Because constantly chasing respect, attention, and validation is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. The truth is, people often respect you more when you stop needing them. Because emotional independence changes your energy. You stop acting from fear, stop acting from desperation, and stop tolerating disrespect just to avoid loneliness. And suddenly, people see you differently. Not because you changed your personality, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. And maybe that is the real lesson here. Respect does not come from chasing people harder. It comes from valuing yourself enough to walk away from what constantly destroys your peace. Now think carefully. Are there people in your life who only value you when you pull away? And have you been sacrificing your self-respect just to keep certain people close? Comment below. And if you want more deep videos about psychology, human behavior, emotional intelligence, and the hidden truths of modern relationships, subscribe to WisVault, because understanding people can protect your peace.